blow your mind. Do it every time. Gonna blow your mind. Do it every time. We're gonna make you pay. We're gonna make you say. Gonna make you pay. Gonna make you say, 'cause you've blown it. I know it. You've blown it. I know it. You've blown it. I know it. Never gonna guess what time it is. Never gonna guess what time it is. Take 5. Take 5. It's time to be real and say what you feel. What's with the gimmicks and your plastic image? Gonna blow your mind. Do it every time. Gonna blow your mind. Do it every time. We're gonna make you pay. Gonna make you say. Gonna make you pay. We're gonna make you say, 'cause you've blown it. I know it. You've blown it. I know it. You've blown it. I know it. Never gonna guess what time it is. Never gonna guess what time it is. Take 5. Take 5. Take 5. 64, 46, BMW. 64, 46, I got a BMW. She said, take 5.
You first put a post on Twitter looking for when you were going to start a full band.
Yeah, they had the idea of wanting to do something, yeah.
So looking for a guitarist, a backing. You had a backing singer, female singer. You said.
Yeah.
Keyboard player, drummer, the full setup sort of thing. And when I'd messaged you, you said, "No, you've got to be local." Remember, you said that.
Is that what I said?
Yeah, it's got to be local, mate. And I went, "I'll drive."
Yeah.
So be careful what you wish for. Yeah, that was it. And then I just went from there, did I? It was in touch.
Yeah, well, you put
there.
the effort in, didn't you? You made yourself clear, and
Yeah.
you know, I only said local because it's easier to make things happen. You know what I mean? As in practicing and stuff, but. The way you handled yourself and what I seen, what you put on Twitter and all that, what he was doing, your guitar stuff and all that, I really liked it. And then he was willing to travel, and I thought, the man means it, you know what I mean? Let's give him a chance, let's see what happens.
Well, that was our scene, like, I was right at the edge for it. I was 14, 15, mid-teens, loved the whole Manchester thing. The Mondays and Northside, 2 favourite Manchester bands. Yeah, just loved it, and it's a buzz. It's a buzz now. I'm playing these songs. It's a big buzz for me, like.
Practically a full Northside set, as in chicken ribbons of it, the whole album. And then gradually bringing more and more of the solo stuff that I wrote a lot of songs in the past, reworking them now with Steve on guitar and the kid who's playing programming, Chris. So we're putting like 2 or 3 in of the solo stuff at the moment, and as we go on, we'll keep adding to it and just keep going, see what happens.
into the acid rain. Time is nothing, I can smell the trees. Chase that rainbow with the summer breeze. Sing LSD, sing LSD. Answers come in dreams. These answers come in dreams. You shall rock. Let's see you rock. You rock. Define your logic and brave the storm. Mother Nature decides you, do you feel warm? Flashback to your days of youth. You've been there once, you're living proof. Sing LSD, sing LSD. Answers come in dreams. These answers come in dreams. Be shy, rock. Let's see you rock. Ooh, rock. Shall we take a trip down memory lane? Your head in the clouds into the acid rain. Time is nothing, I can smell the trees. Chase that rainbow with the summer breeze. Sing LSD, sing LSD. Answers come in dreams, dreams, in dreams. These answers come in dreams. It's bass guitar.
It's hard to explain, isn't it? It was like one big party for 2 years. Really was. It was that good. It was. There was other places as well, and not just the Hacienda. There was a place called the Thunderdome, which a lot of people don't know about, which was on Oldham Road, which was more raw. It was more. Well, the Hacienda was great. Don't get me wrong. I loved it in there. It was brilliant. But I also loved the Thunderdome and Conspiracy and places just outside of that, which a lot of us used to go to because we couldn't get in the Hacienda a lot of the time, for whatever reason. But when you was in there, it was lethal, you know what I mean? Top DJs, the sound, everything about it. It was like punk again, in a different way. It was like a massive explosion. For 2 years, Manchester was the capital of the world. It felt that way anyway. It really was, but, you know.
Characters as well.
Yeah, full of characters, yeah. Everyone was a character. Everyone.
You spoke to Dave Haslam, he says you could find your band manager, your bass player, your promoter, your graphic designer, all under one roof.
And your drug dealer and plumber and everything, yeah, everything. Everybody and every person. All walks of life was in there, you know what I mean? But like, all came together, which was great. That's what was really good about it. And it was a love of music and a love of ecstasy, to be honest with you. That's how it was. Somebody, I can't remember who said it was. Who it was. There was a quote. It made white men dance, which is pretty much true. I mean, it brought, it was all kicking off before that. It was even not just say Manx and Scousers or whatever. It was just like people from different estates in the areas in Manchester was fighting. But you got in there, come together. I didn't like the vocals, even though I'm a singer and lyricist. Vocals weren't in it, and all this piano wasn't for me. It was like these dirty keyboards. It was like hypnotic sounds, and it was drug music and like beats, like dirty beats. You know what I mean? It was like a lot of instrumentals, like Future sound. I don't know if you've heard that. Future Will Survive and stuff like that. It was all on the acid track stuff, all that. The acid house music I liked. But it was just something about that that just triggered the E, and you know what I mean? It was dirty music. Loved it.
Your brain, all their losses I gain. There's more to life than meets the eye. Tonight we'll paint the town red, but don't go off your head, cause you're hooked on lust. You're feeling high, don't be left upon the shelf, feeling sorry for yourself. Just do your 9 to 5 without a care. What goes up, it must come down, down. Gravity and the weight of air. Take a page from my book and have a good look. You'll find there's more between the lines, and with a tear-filled eye, oh, don't begin to cry. Every everything's gonna turn out fine. You've heard it all before, so hit the dance floor. Just let your hair down, begin to smile. Slowly but surely, now you're the jury. Time has come, turn on that style.
Factory was lethal. I still think it's the best record label ever, just for the way they handled themselves, the way they went about it, give us total freedom, 100% artistic control. Tony was ace, you know. They didn't mind you in a way. It wasn't like a record company. It was just like people. It was like-minded people helping you along to create what you want to create, and like left you to it, which was ideal for us. We were only young kids, you know what I mean? It was like, but they also knew when to guide you when you needed it, you know what I mean? So it was perfect for us, and it was so cool as well. It was a great label. They didn't advertise. It was from Manchester. We grew up listening to all the bands on the label, you know. So to us, it was a home from home. It was like, we had majors on our case, but it was always going to be Factory Records, always. It was just, it seems, I can't explain it now, but like at the time, everything about it was right. It's like when we done the album, right? You've got people saying they don't like the artwork, because what it is though, you got to understand how their heads worked and how it was at the time. So it's a four-way thing how it does. You've got the cover, which was our heads superimposed on Japanese young kids' birthday cards, right? So that's one thing. Then you got the inside sleeve, which is ecstasy tablets. A drawing that our kid done when he was 16, a Mother Nature giving birth to Northside. And then something else on the back. So it's like four things, and it all blends into one. And they make it like a story and create it into something. And it's all... But some people go, it's just... Well, you know what I mean? But we knew where it was coming from, and it was all part of what it was at the time. It was of its time, you know what I mean? Still think it looks great now. Especially Trip, the cover of the Trip. It still blows my mind, to be honest with you, the fact that people still get, love it the way they do. And like, to me, just making a record was like a dream come true, you know what I mean? Especially on Factory, it was like, and you get it. This is how daft it was at the time. We got a lot of 7 inches that was never released, white labels, and we're on Miners Estate launching them about like frisbees, you know what I mean? You can't get them anywhere, you can't even buy them, you know what I mean? But we was just, it was crazy when you think, but yeah, the fact that, I don't know, it's...
I first had on cassette, and they'd cut out the LSD, they'd cut out the start bit, so I'd never heard the start of it until I bought the vinyl. Because it was recorded off MTV or something like that.
It was just, to be honest, I like lyrics and I write words, I'm into words. I'm not comparing myself to him by any means, but Lennon wrote LSD, didn't he? Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds. So I thought, right, I can do a poem, you know what I mean? I know Answers Come in Dreams is acid. No one knew for about 25 years what that meant, acid. And I thought it was obvious, you know what I mean? So it's just referring to a flashbacks and... drug references to actually tripping, and it was just my little poem, my idea of doing a similar thing to that. Yeah, it's like I say, it's mind blowing, isn't it? We just got somebody got in touch with me, said they're making a new campaign called "Shall We Take a Trip," and it's all about, you know, generations of music and all this, and it seemed I'm still there, mate. But yeah, so it was a great idea. I can't explain everything, you know. I loved it. It's what it is. It's hard to explain when you actually lived it and you was part of it. It's like asking me what colour fucking the back of my neck is. You know what I mean? I don't know because I never look at it. That's the way. Just lived it. You know, it's our life. I can't explain it really. I wish I could have explained myself a lot better, but I just lived it. It was just the way we lived.
Everyone around you is slowly going down. You can try hard, play soft, take it in your stride, knowing nobody else is on your side. Well, you can hear people shouting and people screaming, but you never seem to catch their meaning. You can go down with the rest of the crowd, or stay above and shout out louder with your moody places and your Jekyll faces. Moody places and your Jekyll faces, yeah. Come on down. Come on down. Come on down. Come on down. And if you fall face down with the world on your back, you're feeling life is just a personal attack. Well, don't be down. Just come around, 'cause you can try and turn your world right round with your moody places and your Jekyll faces. Moody places and your Jekyll faces, yeah. Come on down. Come on down. Come on down. Come on down. It's all yours. Jekyll faces, all those Jekyll faces. Jekyll faces, all those Jekyll faces. Ooh. Ooh.
Glazers took over, didn't they? Bastards. And ever since, they've just milked us, haven't they? Milked us dry. They don't give a fuck about the club, obviously. How are we going to get out of that? Get rid of them? Hopefully that'll come sooner rather than later. Hopefully there'll be a walkout tonight, United and Liverpool, as in not going in the ground. People have got to stick together and mean it and take it back from them. Do you know what I mean? Until it's all right saying this, that, and the other on Twitter and having campaigns and stuff, but if as soon as they're clever, aren't they? They'll bring someone in to keep people quiet for a while. But we've got to take the power back. Rage Against the Machine's trimming it, but don't go to the gigs. Don't go to the gig. Don't go to the to the match and stuff, and just mean it.
Mm-hmm.
Don't take the power away from them. Until we do that, until they've gone, this is going to go on in one form or another, which it has done for don't know how many years. Yeah, I've always admired him as a person. I like the way his mindset, the way he is, integrity. He's, I like his solo stuff, and I've always kept in touch. We always text back forward, now, not all the time, but kept in touch. And then he sent me a text out of the blue, pretty much said, "Get the ears in, I want you to support us." So we said, "Nah." You know what I mean? So it was lovely of him. So definitely jumped. Just at that time as well, we just started rehearsing, hadn't we? Anyway, so it was like it was perfect timing for us.
Yeah,
and,
that's right.
Yeah, 10 out of 10, Ian. Thank you very much. You know what I mean? And can't wait to play the gigs with him. It's all over the UK, innit? Starts in Leeds. I think it's
Leeds, Glasgow, Edinburgh, then Newcastle, Manchester, Liverpool. Is it Bournemouth?
Bournemouth's in there. Leicester, I think there is.
Birmingham.
Working, I think he goes up, down, you know what I mean? Covers the whole country. And then the last gig is in Brixton on my birthday, so that was meant to be, wasn't it?
Begins. The scene is set on the high-rise bins. Up and away, around and down. I'll make my way to the edge of town, through the city streets and the motorways. A howling cat, a pack of strays. There's points of view on all the walls. Cigarettes and market stalls. All I long for, yes, it's time for a change is on its way. Oh, I can't wait, yes, I can't wait. Won't let things turn out grey. Oh, it won't come, yes, it will come. It may take just one more day. Oh, I long for, yes, it's time for a change is on its way. I hear a party and kids just dance. I lift my head to take a glance, but uniforms swarm and now they've won. White is grief, they only wanted fun. And it tastes like heaven, feels so nice to roll at 7 on the lucky dice. It tastes like heaven, feels so nice to roll at 7 on the lucky dice. It tastes like heaven and it feels so nice to roll at 7 on the lucky dice. All I long for, yes, it's time for a change is on its way. Oh, I can't wait, yes, I can't wait. Won't let things turn out grey. Oh, it won't come, yes, it will come. It may take just one more day. Oh, I long for, pass away.
Well, we've not actually wrote anything brand new. I've got a load of what I've been writing over the years, which have never really, it's just demos, but got about 3 albums worth of stuff at least, and so I'm slowly feeding them. When we've had to put the set together because it all came quite quick, what we had to do, and then we've had this programming the bass and drums, which took a lot of the time, so we've not had much time really to work on the other stuff, but we are doing as and when we can. So we're bringing them in, the tunes, and you know, there's still dead song based tunes. I think we played one before, didn't we? But we only had that 2 days.
Yeah.
But and we'll keep doing that.
Keep
reworking the songs, and then we'll get to a point where when we've got nothing on, at the moment we're laughing because we've got stuff to do all the time. As soon as we get a break, it'll be like, right, let's just go and have a jam. We haven't done that yet. We've not had a chance to do that. You know what I mean? Look forward to that.
Yeah.
And then that, it always makes something, doesn't it? Something comes from something all the time, as soon as you try. They are the best crowds, simple as. Glasgow is my favourite. We played Battlelands a few times, but it's always been the best gig ever. They just
up for it, though.
They really are, though. It's not. I can't speak on behalf of them because I can't. It's not me. You know what I mean? But I just know that there's no boundaries. There's no barriers with them or whatever it is. It's just I'm having it, and they love it. And they, not just us. I can't explain it. I don't know. It did go to shit, didn't it? You know what I mean? It was bad at one point. I wrote a song called Mr. Brown. It was all about Gunchester, as you say. It was, but it never got released. Not only because Factory had collapsed at the time, but we went a lot darker with some of the songs we wrote. I think as much as there is of that about, like we're saying, but that's why we played The Changes on Its Way before, because it should always be hope. You know what I mean? It should be. That's what I'm hoping. I'm one of the. I hope there's something more, you know what I mean, something to look forward to. I really think that, and I think we're on the verge of something, aren't we? It's like it's gone that bad. It's got to go somewhere.
There's got to be change.
There's got to be a change. You know what I mean? Well, I hope so. I think a lot more people should say more than they actually do. It's like, I can't remember who said the quote, but if you've got something that's worthwhile saying, say it. Was it Strummer? Yeah, I thought so. But I mean, you don't always have to be. It's not like you have to be crass or bands like that. I mean, I loved them as a kid. You know what I mean? The first song I ever learnt all the way through was Big A Little A. I was only 13, and listen to that. It's like a fucking. If you've ever not heard it, listen to it. Right, that'll educate you. And I was into. This is why I find it hard to explain, because it's something I've always lived all my life. You know what I mean? See through the shit, full stop. You know what I mean? And people, I hope there's more like that, and the more the merrier all the time. You know, I can't speak for all these young men because I don't know much about them, to be honest with you. But I hope they are saying something and trying to make a positive change, because that's what is definitely needed. Always, but definitely now.
To be seen, vultures are circling, it must be dinner time. Yeah, the people are dying, while these bloodsuckers die. They'll do anything for a free meal, while picking the flesh from the bones of the dead. They don't even care, they never will, as long as they are fed. licking the lips, filling the bellies, flapping the wings and invading our tellies. Licking the lips, filling the bellies, flapping their wings and invading our tellies. Sticking their beaks in no concern that they're wrong, just to feed a crave. But it's our children they need to fill another grave. Beginning to be seen, vultures are circling, it must be dinner time. Yet the people are dying while these bloodsuckers dine. They'll do anything for a free meal while picking the flesh from the bones of the dead. Don't even care, never will, as long as they are fed. Licking the lips, filling the bellies, flapping their wings and invading our tellies. Licking their lips, filling their bellies, flapping their wings and invading our tellies. Sticking their beaks in no concerns of their own, just to feed a crave. And it's our children they need to fill another grave. Concerns of their own, just to feed a crave. And it's our children they need to fill another grave. They're licking their lips, they're filling their bellies, they're flapping their wings, invading our tellies. They're licking their lips, they're filling their bellies, they're flapping their wings.